Hi, here's a quick video about geographic features and climate. The first geographic feature that has a huge impact on climate is latitude. This is your distance from the equator. As we've talked about before, the hottest climates are closest to the equator, and as you move away from the equator toward the poles, you get cooler temperatures. This is because of the uneven heating of the Earth, because Earth is a sphere and it's tilted. There are considerable exceptions to this rule, like ocean currents change how our climate is. Think about the British Isles and the Gulf Stream that we talked about. Also, things that we're going to talk about later, like altitude, mountain ranges, different things can impact this, but latitude has a huge impact. This is not distance east to west, this is distance north to south from the equator. The next thing that has a big impact is elevation, and this is the distance from sea level. So this is the higher up you go from Earth, in like up a mountain range, you're going to have a change in climate. In places in the atmosphere called the troposphere, this contains all of Earth's land masses, even the tallest of mountains. Temperature decreases with increasing height. So this is why you can see snow-capped mountains and snow-capped peaks. In places, if you're a distance or at a different altitude, it's much warmer. On average, the temperature tends to decrease approximately 0.6 of a degree Celsius for every 100 meters in elevation. For what you're used to, it would be close to 4 degrees Fahrenheit for every 1,000 feet. Also, wind speed varies considerably at different elevations, so the higher in elevation, the stronger the winds tend to blow. The next thing that is going to impact climate is topographical features. So topography are things like mountains, valleys, canyons, and plains. They can impact climate in ways that have nothing to do with elevation. We're going to talk more about this, but large mountain ranges influence precipitation patterns. Mountains force incoming air to rise, condense, rain, and then you get less rain on the other side. Other examples of topographical influence include chilly nights in valleys due to downslope winds and heat islands in cities where that concrete landscape tends to hold on to heat and give you elevated nighttime temperatures. Here's a big one. This is called rain shadow. Mountains force incoming air to rise. As it rises, when things cool, they condense, they get more dense. We get clouds, and eventually we can get rain or snow. This is going to fall on that windward side, the side the air is forced up, and you get lots of precipitation on that windward side of the mountain. On the other side, we call this the leeward side. It's basically really dry air because all that moisture has been squeezed out at the top of the mountain. So on the leeward side of the mountain, you get something called a rain shadow, and this gives us really dry, even desert-like climates in some locations. Think about the American West. The last topographic feature, or I guess geographic feature, are bodies of water. So proximity or distance to closeness to oceans, lakes, other bodies of water have big impacts on climate. Water holds its temperature better than air. It means it takes a long time for it to heat up, but it also takes it a long time to cool down. So the water helps the temperature of the air around it to be more stable. Locations near bodies of water experience fewer extremes in temperature, and they tend to not be as hot or as cold as locations that are further inland or further away from bodies of water. If you're close to oceans, particularly warm ocean currents, we have wetter climates than inland locations. Geographic locations closer to cooler ocean climates give you cooler temperatures. Bodies of water can exert additional effects on climates in some locations, like increasing the frequency of fog or causing lake effect snow, as seen in the U.S. Great Lakes region. If you have questions about any of these things, talk to your teacher.